She was on her knees begging me. Please. Don't show them the texts. I just looked down at her. The woman who laughed about cheating on me. And smirked. You called me boring. You said you wanted variety. Well, I'm about to make our divorce very, very interesting. It's hard to even know where to begin. Before I met my wife, I was completely done with dating. I'd given up. Then she came along. And everything felt different. Fast forward 2 years. And we got married this past January. I thought I was starting my life. But it feels like I'm just watching it fall apart. A few months ago, I let a friend of mine, a guy I've known for over 10 years, stay with us. He was going through a rough patch and needed help getting back on his feet. Around the same time, I heard through my wife's friends that she had cheated on me with some childhood friend of hers. They wouldn't give me details or go on the record because they were scared of her lashing out. So I had no proof. Just this poison in my gut. I was hurting. So I confided in my friend. I told him everything. He sat there, listened, and got angry for me. He said things like, "You don't deserve that, man. And she needs to figure out what she wants." He was the supportive friend I needed him to be. About a week later, I woke up around 4 a.m. The apartment was dead quiet. I'd left my phone in the living room and went out to get it. I turned the corner from the hallway. And the scene in front of me just didn't compute. The TV was on mute, casting this weird blue light over everything. There was my wife on the couch with my friend of 10 years and 2 other guys we'd just met a week earlier. Her immediate story was that she was just sitting there. And my friend suddenly shoved his dick in her face. She claimed she felt pressured to perform oral sex on him. That the other guys just sat there and watched. And that she didn't flirt or do anything to invite it. She said they came after her? I just snapped. I remember screaming. My voice cracking. Asking how she could let that happen. Why she didn't scream for me. The whole time. She just sat there and cried. Repeating she was sorry. That it was a mistake and it would never, ever happen again. I wanted to believe her. God. I wanted to believe her so bad. The alternative, that she did it willingly while I was asleep in the next room, was a thought I couldn't handle. Leaving felt like an amputation. So I made a choice. I chose to believe she was a victim in that situation. I chose to believe her tears were genuine. We talked for hours. And we both agreed to hit the restart button. The past was the past. We were going to move on and rebuild. I thought that was the worst night of my life. But I was wrong. It was just the start. Hitting the restart button felt good for about a day. Then, the quiet moments started to get loud in my head. When she'd laugh at something on her phone. I'd wonder who she was talking to. When she was late coming home from seeing her friends. My stomach would twist into a knot. Our fresh start felt like a thin layer of ice over something dark and deep. The trust was gone. And I was just pretending it wasn't. Last night, I hit my breaking point. She was fast asleep next to me, breathing peacefully. And all I could feel was this buzzing anxiety. Her phone was on the nightstand. Charging. I watched the screen. Dark except for the little charging icon. My brain screamed at me not to do it. That whatever I found would just make things worse. But I couldn't stop myself. My hand was shaking as I picked it up and unlocked it. I went straight to her messages. A name I recognized was right at the top. A family friend of hers. A much older guy. Around 40. I started scrolling. It didn't take long to find what I was looking for. My name came up. And then I saw the words from her. Sent just a few days ago. I'm just so bored. And a few texts later. I just want variety. Each word was a punch to the gut. Bored. We just got married. Variety. My mind started racing. But I kept scrolling. Digging deeper. Because a part of me needed to know for sure. And then I found it. She was telling him about that night. The night with my ex-friend? The night she cried and swore she was a victim. Except, the story she told him was completely different. She talked about initiating it. About being the one who was curious. Then I saw the text that made the whole world stop. Describing my ex-friend. She wrote, "I wonder how this dick do." That's what broke me. It wasn't a confession filled with shame. It was a brag. It was a joke. It recontextualized everything. I suddenly saw that 4 a.m. scene with perfect, horrifying clarity. Her tears weren't remorse. They were a tool. Her story about being pressured wasn't a cry for help. It was a calculated script to manage my reaction. She didn't just lie to get out of trouble. She performed an entire role, the terrified victim, and I gave her a standing ovation by forgiving her. She wasn't sorry that it happened. She was just sorry that she got caught. And the person sleeping next to me was a complete stranger. And so here I am. It's been 24 hours since I read those texts. And I haven't said a word to her. She's moving around the apartment like normal, completely oblivious that I know her secret. Every time she speaks to me, I feel a physical wave of nausea. My mind has latched onto a new nightmare. She's not just confessing to this family friend. She's testing the waters with him. The "I'm bored and I want variety" comments weren't just complaints. They were an invitation. I'm just waiting for the moment she decides to see what kind of dick he do. It's like there are two different women living in my head. There's the wife I love. The one who curls up next to me on the couch. The one whose laugh I know by heart. We just stood in front of our families in January and promised each other forever. And then there's the person in those text messages, a cold, calculating stranger who sees our marriage as a source of boredom and me as an obstacle to her fun. I don't know how to reconcile the two. I look at her and I see both at the same time. And the conflict is tearing me apart. I keep telling myself to just confront her, to just lay the phone on the table and ask her to explain. But every time I build up the courage to say something, the words die in my throat. My heart starts pounding. My hands get clammy. And it feels like my brain literally won't let me do it. It just short circuits into panic mode. I hate confrontation with a passion. And this is the mother of all confrontations. Even with my anxiety meds. It feels like trying to push a mountain. I'm not perfect. I know that. I haven't been the best with money. But I'm the only one working. I pay all our bills. I took in my friend to help him. And this is how I was repaid. All I've ever wanted in return is loyalty. Just for her to respect what I'm trying to build for us? That feels like such a simple thing to ask for. But it seems to be impossible for her. So now I'm stuck here. Silent. Part of me wants to message the family friend and ask him what the hell is going on. Where he stands in all this. But I'm terrified. What if he's just like my last friend? What if he shows her the messages? And they laugh about the paranoid husband? What if calling him out just pushes her right into his arms? I'm so tired of being so afraid to speak my mind. I know what I probably should do. But I feel physically incapable of doing it. What do I do? Reddit. How do you even start a conversation that you know will end your world?